I asked the guy, I said, is that stuff safe to walk on? He said, yeah. We've only had one person break through it before. And he's a big boy, he weighed, he said 380 pounds. I said, well, I'm a pretty big boy too. I'm not that big, but I'm right at 300. I said, should be fine. My tarps were like all frozen together. So I was yanking and trying to walk backwards on these little things. I stepped right in the middle section of one of them. I fell all the way through it, landed right on the fan blade underneath it. I mean, I didn't go through it. My leg went all the way through it, and I landed on the fan blade. I'll show you here in a second. So I was just taking a break, trying to catch my breath. So that's what I was walking on up there. I mean, I was up top. I was dragging this black tarp up towards the front. It surprised me. I think it's this one. Yeah. See where I fell right through it. But the good thing is, he said these don't have to be completely covered. He said they've had them leave before with like a 2-foot exposed gap at the bottom. So these are the smallest tarps I have. This one up front's a 6-foot drop. This is a 10-foot, but I got it flipped around where it's set up to be a 5-foot drop. So there'll be a little bit of gap at the bottom. I should really be doing the black one first. Yeah, carrying frozen tarps up on top of an unstable surface, not real fun. And this was just like a little grab and go. I booked it and I just took off. Thought it was gonna be real easy. I mean, that's not hard. It's really just the dang frozen tarps. That's probably good. Why didn't I do more of this while I was up there? Well, because once you get them spread out, I mean, even with them just running down the middle, I was crawling and testing every little spot I put my hands or knees. I didn't want to fall through it again. At least with them like this, I was kind of able to see where the boards were. Come on. So close. Yeah, that's gonna make it a little harder. Finding a place to grab onto with the bungees. Dang, these crates are like the perfect size just to make it a pain in the ass. And they inspected it. I didn't break it. They took pictures and everything. So I'm not gonna get a freight claim for it. Or cargo insurance claim, whatever it's called. The insurance companies start charging extra based on how fat you are. Yeah, that guy's he's gonna break some shit when he shows up. I mean, I'd really like this side to connect all the way to the other side, but all these bungees I got are on the shorter side. I'm too tired to go get a different group of bungees just for that reason. That'll be fun. That's pretty cool. Not the most fun job. I wouldn't say it's good, but it's gonna be good enough for now. Good enough to get up the road a little ways. Except for that one. God dang it. There we go. Yeah, my back looks terrible. There's just a lot of bungees on there. Hopefully it stays together. I don't know. I'll just keep adding them as I drive. Just got to get out of here. Kind of ready for summer. Just to give you an idea, that's kind of what the tarps, that's what everything was like today. Dealing with that kind of crap.
Right onto South Missouri Avenue.
Alright, I'm just going to try to make it like 100 miles today. That was about enough fun for one day. There's really not a truck stop for 93 miles. God dang. These people just talking about whatever. Nothing relevant to anybody else. So we're I gotta take some little highways here and then get on Highway 65, take that all the way through Springfield, through Branson. I'm not sure that's the best way. The broker sounded like he was, I don't know, he said that's one way to go.
For about 20 miles, continue straight.
But after I booked this load, I just ordered the permits while I was deadheading down here. I told the permit lady, I said, just get whatever route you think is best. So I had no idea until I got finished loading how I was actually leaving. I kind of over-secured it. I mean, those things, like I said, they all weigh less than 2,000 pounds. And I've got a minimum of 3 straps on each one. to see under the tarp and everything, and fighting around like where I can get some straps, you know, down between pipe spools and between the crate thing. Some of mine are going outside the crate, some of them are going under the crate and then down through the rub rail. Some of them are weaved. They're on there. That seems to be riding fine so far. They're just going 50 miles an hour. But the broker said, he's glad I wasn't taking 49 out. I mean, that was one of the, I didn't even really know where this place was. I saw it, it's just like in the middle of Missouri. And I said, if you know, either, I don't know which direction will be quicker, but I mentioned both Joplin and St. Louis. And then obviously, neither one was faster, just staying right in the middle, shooting up through Springfield. But, so I'm not sure what the deal, I don't know what's going on in the Joplin area, or south of Joplin. South of St. Louis has a lot of road work. I mean, they probably let a 10 wide go through there. I don't know. There's a couple areas in there. It's pretty tight. This is good. I like staying off the main highways and interstates anyways. Especially in Arkansas. I really don't like being on any main highways in Arkansas, or like I-40 or I-30. Those roads are terrible to drive on. Just non-stop traffic. I can't really see along the side if that tarp's flapping out in like the middle of it. I won't even be able to see it. I guess if I'm coming around a curve, I might catch a little glimpse of it. That's better. I just won't worry about it. I'm surprised they're comfortable with drivers walking around up there like that. I mean, even if you're a small driver, even if you're not near as big as I am, the risk isn't all of just falling through it. It's misstepping, or there's not a lot of room to put your feet up there. And like once I had both tarps out up there, I was not walking around because I didn't want to misstep where you can't see where the boards are. So I was crawling, I was feeling until I got to the very end. Then I jumped off, but yeah, I could have seen myself just completely miss one of those boards. And these aren't real tall. I mean, they're only like between 5 and 6 feet tall. But it's tall enough. I don't like being up there in the air. Because when I hit the ground, that's a big impact. And I might be a little bit lighter. I did keto so I was on it 2 days straight. I was like on 0 carb, so I was in ketosis. But I forgot to, like normally when I go into ketosis, I'll drink salt water or electrolytes. So it's different salt, potassium, magnesium, different stuff like that. Because whenever your body sheds glycogen, you're retaining a lot of water just with the glycogen. And whenever you lose that water, if you're not replenishing the salt to help your body retain some of the water, like if you're losing salt and the glycogen at the same time, your blood volume, like your plasma blood volume will drop. And what happened to me is I got real dizzy and lightheaded. So I ate some carbs that afternoon, yesterday afternoon. Because I didn't want to pass out while I was driving. I thought that was kind of dangerous. That's another reason I'm not drinking any water. I'm just drinking these Gatorade Zeros and Powerade Zero or something. Because if you were to drink just water by itself, that can actually make the problem. You can be flushing more salts out of your body.
The stop sign, turn right onto East Jackson Street. Then the first stop is on your right.
So this is our only pin that we had to drop. Keep us on our permanent route so far. There was like a little county road or something that was faster. The GPS was trying to go.
First stop is on your right. Arrive.
Yeah, I should have pulled off in that little section. Oh well. It looked like everything was riding fine back there.
For about 19 miles, continue straight.
Stayed here at the break time truck stop in Sedalia. I think it's how you say it, Sedalia, Missouri. Got a little pond down there right next to the truck stop. Pretty cool. It's like a little mom and pop, or I think it's AM Best. It's in their fuel network, but it's a nice place. I'm about to get some fuel, and I think I'm shooting for like Monroe. It's less than 600 miles down there. Almost zero interstate. Warmed up, shorts weather again. It's like in the, it's up in the 30s.
Starting route. Proceed to Rebar Road. Then turn right.
So we're gonna drive through what's, I think, widely known as the most racist city on, maybe not on Earth, but the most racist town in America. We're taking 65. That's what I'm on right now, is 65. That's what I'm about to jump on. And we're gonna run 65 all the way down through Springfield, and then all the way down to Conway, Arkansas. Jump on 40. They got me looping around the 430 instead of, I don't know, maybe that's the fastest route. But so that's where we're going. Eventually we'll get on the 530, head down through Pine Bluff. I forget after that, I think we get on the 425 and something. I think we leave on the 425, but I'll look back at them again between now and then. But But so before you get to Conway and Little Rock area, up in kind of in the mountains, there's Harrison, Arkansas. So
Turn right onto Rebar Road, then turn left onto US 65 South.
that's where the KKK, like their main compound or headquarters is. Or it's right outside of Harrison. I think it's actually located in like on Zinc Mountain or Zinc, Arkansas.
Turn left onto US 65
It's somewhere.
South.
Like whenever I was looking at it on the map, just on the GPS, and whenever you're looking at Harrison, you can see Zinc in the picture at the same time, even when you're zoomed in. So they're right next to each other. That might be interesting. I watched a show on I think it was YouTube, maybe Netflix, not too long ago. But it was within the past year. But they did a documentary on that town. A lot of those people are pretty pissed off. Apparently, if you live in the same town as the KKK, like you just got a bad reputation just by being in proximity to them. Or you've got a great reputation, depending on who you're talking to. So, I'm sure it builds trust with some people. And then most people are disgusted by them.
Use the right lane to keep right.
And this is a new data center. I've never been to this site before, so they've got a whole different check-in. Like they've got a whole app dedicated to checking in, or maybe it's a website, but there's some special thing you gotta click on and check in, and it's like a secret combination to try to talk to somebody, apparently. I mean, I think the phones work pretty good. Like, give somebody a phone number and just tell them to call that person. I don't know why that's going out of style. It's always seemed to work just fine for me. I mean, and this isn't like a tracking app. This is just a check-in app. I mean, maybe this is going to be like some real complicated, job site that requires its own check-in app. I can't imagine a construction project starting and then they're like, well, before we can have any trucks come in, we gotta get the software developers to build this app so people can check in. I don't know. We'll see. Like just any other small little mom and pop truck stop. They got a truck parts
Turn
store
left onto US 65.
right across the street. They do have some pretty narrow lanes through this area and narrow fuel islands. They're pretty small fuel islands through. Well, but if you don't weigh a whole lot, driving through this little stretch is it's one of the best places to drive through, really. I mean, I'm dang near empty, so I'm sure if I was 80,000 pounds, probably be a little different. But there's lots of little curves and everything, just going up and down through the mountains. And it's kind of like, you ever been through like Moab I think that's in Utah, that area, and then you get on to Highway 6 up there that climbs up towards Spanish Fork and Salt Lake. Way more fun than setting the cruise control and staring at the interstate. Made it to Monroe. Mel's Catfish and Chicken. I tried not to run into the little car. It was pretty close. We only got about 15 miles to go. Yeah, so this place, there's so much crap everywhere. You just gotta back up fast enough to knock that shit out of your way whenever you come in and park here. I have no idea where that thing was when it started. Came in right about, I don't know, evening rush hour, like 5:30 p.m. There's a long line to get to the Loves. There were just trucks backed up, 4 trucks deep in the street, and that happened to put me kind of right where this parking lot entrance was, so I was like, yeah, not even gonna try to get in over there. I think everything's riding pretty good in there. Found the worst road in America, 165, coming down into Monroe, or I guess leaving northbound out of Monroe. Got so many dang traffic lights. You can hardly shift gears because you're constantly just hitting bumps in the road. Your truck's constantly jumping up and down, your seat's moving up and down. When you go to try to shift, it's like you're in a different position from the time you come out of gear to the time you're trying to go into gear. I think I missed 2 or 3 shifts just on that little stretch of highway there because I was, felt like the whole truck was just gonna fall apart. I thought Highway 69 in Oklahoma was the worst road in America. I mean, I know Louisiana and Oklahoma. You could probably add Indiana in there. Parts of Arizona and New Mexico. There's several states with real bad roads, but Oklahoma and Louisiana they're on the shitty end of the spectrum. They're some of the worst roads you come across. And I always thought Highway 69 was the worst. But 165 and Monroe, if you're a local driver, I mean, I can't imagine driving that road every single day. Just the number of times you got to come to a stop. And I had to stop at, it's probably because it was right around rush hour, but there was 2 lights that I stopped at. And then I had to stop at again because the light didn't last long enough for all the traffic to go through. So we're sitting through 2 lights at the same light. That sucked. This place, I think half of it's open. They closed down at 6. The restaurant part closed at 6. They said they didn't open until 10 a.m. I think the gas station's open, but just looking at this place, I don't even want to see what the bathrooms look like in there. I'm just gonna go over to the Loves. Gotta take the 138 exit, go up to 80. And it says no low boys northbound on, I think it's 425 right there in Rayville. I just had a problem. I came over some scales at a port in Fernandino Beach. I I don't know. I did a video on it. It's on my channel somewhere. But it said no low boys, and I tried to get across it, and I got stuck, and I raised my bags up, and I was still stuck, so I had to back out. Thankfully, the truck was able to push everything back up over the ramp. I don't know if I should go extra slow in case I'm getting stuck, or go extra fast so maybe I can just jump over it, or just pull myself right over it. Alright, both lanes go
At
straight.
the roundabout, take the second exit onto South Louisa Street.
And we're gonna use both lanes, so nobody tries to. I've never been through this roundabout, and I don't know what it looks like, and I don't trust people to not try to come around me. Looks like there's, never mind, there's all the room in the world.
In 3/4 of a mile, arrive at your first stop. Your next stop is 2500 USD. In 1.2 miles, turn right onto Harrison Street.
1 mile, okay. Well, I'm looking for the low boy sign, this railroad crossing. The note on the permit had it like right after, it was the next thing after turning on, making this turn. So it's, I'm guessing it's between here and Highway 80. This looks like it could be a 2-lane turn. I don't know, Highway 80 is a pretty, I mean, that's kind of a main highway. I think plenty of room. So here's our railroad tracks. Scrape them.
Go past this light, then at the next one, turn right.
Jesus. It's like we might be turning while we're on the railroad tracks.
At the light, turn right onto Harrison Street.
Good Lord. 30 foot between tracks and highway. This is, yeah, we're gonna go. Jesus. 30 foot between trucks and highway. Yeah, I think I'm gonna.
In 7 miles, the
Plenty of
destination
room.
is on your left.
Appreciate it, car. Thank you. Back side of that railroad crossing, it was so shallow. I feel like some low boys could even make it across that. Well, as soon as I could see over the top of it, I was like, yeah, that's we're good. I mean, it looked kind of scary when we're underneath, like below it, where you can't see what the other side looks like. I've never pulled a low boy, so I have have no idea what I'm talking about. Narrow bridge. I picked a hell of a location. I mean, I'm sure this is one of the smaller loads that comes in. I guess they have to route the bigger loads around the other side. I may have to knock these barrels out other way. I'll let this one truck come across first. Something, I'm gonna hit this orange cone. I know that. I'm not gonna miss an error on the side of hitting the guardrail. Should I just park anywhere in here, scan this QR code? I wonder if we can scan it from inside the truck. I mean, it just uses like the. Surely we can scan it from the truck. Probably not as we're driving. Hey driver, is this 183 right here that you just turned off of? No CB. Neither phone has any reception. So I'm looking for 5C, but it said, the text message said it's going to be unmarked. Tarp's coming off of it. I took most of the bungees off there. Thought I might have been getting unloaded there at the laydown yard where the delivery address was. I mean, my permitted routes don't even have me coming down here, so technically, I don't know. So I think this is it. We should be looking for the third unmarked gate on the left. 5C or the third. That's 1, 2, I'm guessing this is it. Unmarked gate. Yeah, that's probably it. Appreciate it, driver.
The next driveway past the big pile of gravel and sand. If you see the sand pile and the gravel pile, is the next driveway.
10-4. Or maybe he was talking to somebody else.
But which way you headed?
So I just pulled in gate 5A. I've got a load of fans or fan blades.
Well, I don't know about that one. I was talking about the Admiral trucks with the air handlers.
Oh, 10-4. I thought you were talking to me for a second there.
I'm trying to figure out where the other guys are.
I'll hang tight, but if I need to go swing around and come back in the other gate, just holler at me. Okay, thank you. Bye. Pretty sure I passed 2 other gates. I was counting them literally as I was passing them. Gate 1, gate 2, gate 3. I mean, it does say gate 5C in the instructions, and I pulled in gate 5A, but it said the third unmarked gate. So that seems to be the theme around here. That's all the those drivers saw me pull up when I was walking towards them. They're like, it's not any of us that you're trying to talk to. We have no clue what's going on here. They said nobody has any idea what's going on here. But I think this is where they're unloading us. He said they're getting prepped to unload us here in this parking lot, so I can go and take everything off. Just gonna get out of the way, get over there. next to these trucks. It looks like just a normal, whatever those lifts are that pick, you know, like a 20-foot container, and then they're having them drive up and get that little guy to pick the smaller pieces. Maybe we'll get unloaded a little bit sooner. Probably not. I mean, I was the last one to get here, so I'll probably be the last one to get unloaded. But if that guy's just sitting around doing nothing, you know, maybe they can unload me early. It wouldn't be early. It would still be late. And that thing looks a little narrow. I guess I've got lifting points kind of in the center of it. See how fast he picks that thing up. I bet they don't weigh very much. They're probably, I don't know, I bet they're less than 10,000 pounds. There he goes. Well, wasn't even paying attention. We're all empty. It was pretty boring unload, so I didn't try to. It was just 4 picks with a forklift. But we still can't get out of here because apparently there's like one person on this whole site that can sign paperwork. So all these trucks over here are still waiting, and I'm still waiting. They did end up getting me unloaded earlier than they still got 3 or 4 other trucks over there waiting to unload those bigger pieces. And I talked to one of the drivers. Those are somewhere between 30 and 37,000 pounds is what he said. He said they were a major pain in the ass to try to chain down. I don't know if you can see it real well from the video, but you're just chaining from underneath and having to fight your way around like pipe spools and everything under there with hardly any space at all. Like even the guys unloading me, they said any little thing that needs to get done, it's got to pass through like 6 or 7 different people's hands. And I'm sure they wasted at least 2 hours at a safety meeting this morning, I'd imagine. So yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I'll keep doing the work, but you gotta, I mean, if that's the way you want to run things, you're gonna pay a special premium for that, all of that nonsense and headache that you cause everybody else. And so one of the drivers over there, he said he'd only been here sitting waiting for a day. So I'm actually getting unloaded pretty quick relative to the rest of these guys. One of them had been here for a day. Another one had been here for 2 days waiting. So I guess they probably didn't all get loaded on the same day, or maybe the guys that got loaded early in the morning made it here a day early. But they dropped their trailers off and they just left and went, they left the site. So at least they didn't have to hang around here overnight or anything. Like normally I could at least be looking at a load board or something like that to try to find a load out of here, but I can't even get my invoice to like load up in Google Sheets or anything. The cell phones work, but the data doesn't. So you can make calls. I don't know if texts work, but the data just doesn't work at all. It took them like less than 5 minutes to unload me. I'd say probably 3 minutes. But yet I stayed here I got here at 7:30 because I'd sent him a text. I'd already talked to the guard, sent him a text and all that stuff at 7:37. So I was in here about 7:30. 3 minutes unload, and somehow I didn't get out of here until 1 p.m. Truck drivers, we're kind of used to getting the shaft and getting the short end of the stick, getting screwed over, but I can tell you there's not one driver. I mean, they're gonna everyone I talk to there said they're gonna fulfill their obligations to what they've already agreed to, and I'm not gonna like try to charge extra or anything for this load. I'm just gonna send in the normal detention layover policy stuff. But there ain't nobody I talk to that's coming back to this job site for the same rate they came here for. If you made it this far in the video, sorry there was so much complaining. Maybe I'll edit some of it out. But thanks for watching. Y'all take care. Stay safe out there. I'll see you in the next video.